Pets Add Life, your guide to the latest in pet trends, products, and the joy of the human-animal bond, with Kristen Levine and Chris Bonifati, powered by the American Pet Products Association and Dog TV.
Hello, pals, and welcome to 2025!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! And hey, well, listen, I know you guys are all anticipating a regular old normal show, but guess what, suckers? We got a special episode for you. Kristen, why don't you give them a rundown on what we're doing here today?
Sure. We are going to show you some of our best, funniest, smartest, greatest guests from last year. Some of Chris's great introductions of me. He always has the alliteration going. And then hopefully some bloopers. I don't know. I think bloopers might be in there.
Bloopers?
Yeah.
We don't make mistakes. We don't make mistakes. There's going to be no bloopers. Don't listen to Chris. But this is our highlight reel. We can't believe, I mean, personally, I say we, but I can't believe we've been doing this for a year already. We've got
whole year.
An entire year's worth of content to boil down into a single highlight reel. So whether you are an avid listener, day one, or you've just hopped on to the bandwagon, choo-choo, the train is running. Enjoy all these awesome moments, whether you're hearing them for the first time or reliving them along with us. And we'll see you at the end for a little goodbye and welcome into 2025.
Beyond the Leash, exploring the untold stories of pet passion and professionalism.
All right, joining us now is Alexis Divine, the creative mind and loving guardian behind the internet sensation Bunny. The Bunny, by the way, is the talking sheepadoodle. Now, together, they've captivated millions with their unique journey into interspecies communication, where Bunny uses a set of over 100 buttons to express her thoughts and emotions. Now, Alexis is a passionate advocate for human-animal connections and has not only trained Bunny to communicate, but has also embarked on a journey of self-discovery and healing through this profound bond. Her memoir, I Am Bunny, How a Talking Dog Taught Me Everything I Need to Know About Being Human, explores the emotional and philosophical depths of her relationship with Bunny, offering readers a heartfelt and humorous look into ancient and evolving bonds between humans and their canine companions. Welcome, Alexis.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
It really is an honor.
Yes, we've been so
I've been a fan for a very
to
long time, to be honest.
Oh, thank you.
Why don't we start out by just, sorry, Chris. I was just going to say.
Go ahead. You're getting right to what I was going to.
I'm so excited. I know. So, Alexa, tell us what inspired you to start using the buttons with Bunny, and did you have any idea it would lead to such a profound connection?
No, I had no idea. It has completely changed the trajectory of my life. I had wanted a dog for a really long time, and the timing just hadn't been right. Like I was moving a lot, or I didn't have, a stable job. And finally, I was in a place where it was beginning to make sense. And my partner, Johnny, for years and years, when I'd ask, hey, maybe we should get a dog, he had been saying no, just flat out no. And finally, one year I asked, he didn't say yes, but he also didn't say no. He's like, okay, well, maybe a small dog. So I brought home a 60-pound dog. And before bringing her home, I was very dedicated to the idea that I wanted to have this sort of Lassie-esque relationship, this incredibly close bond, and develop the best communication I possibly could. So I began reading books, and I stumbled across Christina Hunger, who's a speech language pathologist. She was using these buttons with her dog to express sort of simple requests. And I was like, oh, I can definitely do that. No business teaching my dog how to talk, but I am frustratingly tenacious, is what a lot of people say. And so I figured I'd give it a shot. And I had an outside button waiting by the door for Bunny when I brought her home. And with sort of no idea how to proceed, I recorded the word outside on it, and I would press it every time we would be going outside. So she would hear the word, I would say the word, we would go outside. And then within a couple of weeks, my partner and I were watching Netflix, sitting on the couch or something, and Bunny was over by her button, and she was sort of looking down at it and looking back up at us. And then all of a sudden she lifted her paw and she smashed the button herself, and her ears flew up, and she looked so proud of herself, and I screamed. And it was sort of game on after that. I figured if she could learn one button, then she could learn two. If she could learn two, she could learn 100.
Tom Turich is a motivational speaker, photographer, and the 10th person ever to walk around the world. After a personal tragedy struck him at the age of 17, Tom decided to dedicate his life to exploring the world on foot, an adventure that spanned 7 years and 28,000 miles across 6 continents and 38 countries. His faithful companion, a dog named Savannah, joined him for the journey, making them the first man-dog duo to ever achieve such a feat. That is so cool. Now, throughout his trek, Tom experienced the extremes of humanity and nature, from life-threatening encounters to acts of incredible kindness. His story, captured in his memoir, The World Walk, is a testament to resilience, adventure, and the deep connection between man and his best friend. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wow. I love this story. What was the most unexpected lesson you learned during this 7-year journey with your dog around the world?
I'd say the most unexpected one was just how small we all are. I think it really bears out when you see the world on foot, one step at a time, how much everyone and our lives are influenced by geography that you're born into, the politics, the family you're born into. And it really drives home just that we are very tiny. And I think seeing the world on foot also, you see the cities are concentrated into these little areas, and then in between them are these big expanses of still pretty untouched nature.
That's absolutely extraordinary. I mean, your step count must have been ridiculous. And I'm over here. There's some days where I rack up like work from home days, and I'm racking up like 45 steps. So I don't think I'm any further away from what you were able to achieve. But I think what's most not necessarily impressive, but awesome about your story in particular is that you did this walk with Savannah. So I would imagine that you guys have a very unique bond after a trip like that.
Yeah, I would say unique is the correct word there. She's the first dog to walk around the world. So in turn, I'm the first person to walk around the world with a dog. Mm-hmm. And I adopted her in Austin, Texas, after 4 months of walking and camping in strange places and being on my own, and realizing how nice it would be to have a dog that could listen while I was sleeping. And so really I got her initially just for the original reason we paired up with dogs, which was to awake me at night if something was coming. And I would give her some food and protection myself. But as time went on and we spent every minute of every day together, and we're navigating these cities in Central America that I didn't yet fully understand, and then we're walking through the deserts of Peru and Chile and over the mountains of the Andes and then into Europe and North Africa and everywhere else, and going through all these challenges and changes together, we were together through everything. And we were each other's only constant through this endless barrage of change. And so I really relied on her like nothing else.
Joining us now is the Kitten Lady, Hannah Shaw, and her husband, Andrew. She is an award-winning kitten rescuer, humane educator, and New York Times bestselling author dedicated to revolutionizing kitten care and advocating for the most vulnerable felines. Known globally for her project, Kitten Lady, Hannah provides educational resources, training, and workshops aimed at improving kitten welfare. With a significant social media following, she shares her knowledge and passion with millions, inspiring and educating on the intricacies of neonatal kitten care. Alongside her hubby, professional cat photographer Andrew Martella, Hannah and Andrew have traveled to over 30 countries, capturing the essence of feline culture worldwide in their latest book, launching today on National Cat Day, Cats of the World. Welcome, Hannah and Andrew.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yes. And who's your little friend joining us?
Oh, this is our dog-shaped cat, Birdie. She is a 6.5-pound Chihuahua who is our newest member of our family. And she just, I don't know, she just wanted to be here to be on Dog TV.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we are super excited to have you on the show and to talk to you about the book. Let me just start out by asking you, what inspired you and Andrew to embark on this journey exploring feline culture around the globe?
Sure. So we love to travel. I feel like we do so much work with animals here that the only way we can kind of stop working with animals is to leave. So we would leave and travel. And, when we would inevitably find ourselves like, hey, it would be cool to find out about cat rescue in Peru or in Japan or these places that we would visit. And we would end up like making connections with other cat advocates and rescuers. We would end up inevitably like on a Japanese cat island or, rescuing a kitten in Machu Picchu. Like we're always finding ourselves working with cats. And so we had about 6 countries worth of beautiful photos that Andrew had captured. He always has his camera with him.
Exactly, yeah.
And we had all these connections, and we started to think, wouldn't it be powerful to tell some of these stories and to show some of these incredible places that cats live and really center the people who are helping them. I think that it is very cool to be able to show a global lens of kind of the shared compassion that we all have around the world, but also kind of the unique things that cats face in different countries and how advocates help them. So that's kind of how it came to be. And it is beautiful. We're so proud of it. Andrew's photos are incredible.
Thank you.
And we ended up, talking with our publisher and getting to go to 30 different countries around the world to explore cat welfare, visit cats in some of the most iconic settings in the world. And then also just, document everyday life with cats in some of these communities. And we learned a lot, and the photos are just chef's kiss.
Joining us today is Dr. Peter Rourke. He's the founder of Dog is My CoPilot, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to transporting animals from overcrowded shelters to adoption centers nationwide. Peter is a seasoned pilot since the age of 16, and he's combined his passion for flying with his love for animals to create a truly life-saving solution for at-risk pets. It started in 2012. Dog is My CoPilot has flown thousands of animals to their forever homes, which obviously is reducing significantly euthanasia rates in shelters across the country. Peter's innovative approach and dedication have made a profound impact on animal rescue efforts, providing a second chance for countless pets. Welcome, Peter. Or Dr. Rourke, I presume.
No, please call me Peter.
Right. Well, it's amazing to have you on. So to get us started, why don't you tell us a little bit about the origins of Dog is My CoPilot and maybe the inspiration behind the idea?
Yeah, I always thought that after my life in medicine, I would go back and do something in aviation. And prior to leaving my practice, I registered with an organization called Pilots and Paws. And you sign up and they'll assign a trip for you or a segment of a trip to transport one animal from one place to the other. And I found out very quickly a couple of things. One, if you're transporting one animal and 4 or 5 hours of flight time, that's a really expensive way to transport an animal. Now, for the cost per animal per transport would be thousands of dollars. And although it's a game changer for the dog, I mean, you can run out of resources pretty quickly. And also the Pilots and Paws didn't really vet why the animals were being transported. And I did end up transporting 2 dogs they were going to be using for breeding purposes. So I was asked to transport animals from San Francisco back to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which was my home. I knew I had to get a bigger aircraft, and I knew the aircraft that would serve our purpose as well, which is a Cessna Caravan. You often see them, it's a high-wing, single-engine turbine aircraft, and it usually has FedEx painted on the side. You've seen them at the airport.
Yeah, I know the one.
Yeah,
Yep.
So I bought a passenger version of that, and it was all beat up and everything, but it was meticulously maintained. And the very first flight I flew out of Merced with that aircraft, I had 251 animals on board.
Wow.
And so that was a game changer for us. And I did that for years by myself. Kara Pollard, who's my executive director, I mean, it was the Kara and Peter show forever. But we still had, I felt we needed to scale up because we were getting so many requests to fly animals. So I brought on some volunteer pilots to help me because I was flying 5-6 days a week. And honestly, I was getting a little burned out. Never wanted to be an airline pilot for a living. Medicine was always my first love. So I was helped with the other pilots. And then I knew we had to get a second caravan. So a couple years ago, we bought our second caravan, put a couple $100,000 into it, upgrading it so it would meet our weather and navigation requirements. And then about a month and a half ago, it was sitting on the ramp down in Dallas, Texas, and a tornado came by and turned it upside down and crushed it like a tin can. So we're back to one caravan at this time, but now it's flying 7 days a week. I have gone from 10 volunteer pilots to 3 full-time pilots and 5 volunteer pilots. And we're currently in the process of obtaining a second caravan. Anyway, I went from flying 1,000 animals a year to 1,000 animals a month.
Okay, our guest is a very special treat. I'm excited to talk to her today. So joining us is Laurastenfield, an internationally renowned pet, psychic, and people medium. Laura, I know one of your specialties is connecting with animals in the afterlife. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if, and I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but are you able to help me connect with my dog Chili, who passed away about 3 years ago?
Sure. Do you have Chili's picture?
He was just such a wonderful, like Labrador mix that we adopted. And unfortunately at age 11, he developed hemangiosarcoma, which is a super aggressive cancer. Yeah. But my husband and I think about him and talk about him all the time, like, and it's been almost 3 years. So let me just trying to find a good picture. Does it? Here's a picture.
Look at like Ron's got him up on.
Ron beat me to it.
Yeah,
your
it's
YouTube
cool.
channel.
Ron,
to
you're
one
amazing.
of your videos of Chili. For those of you
Is that him? Oh my God, he's so cute.
That's him. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna
is
cry.
he? What are you gonna?
Yes.
What is that? Oh, it's a calming aid.
He was he was a working dog. He reviewed products, so we were reviewing some puppy treats there.
Tough work there, real tough work for Chili.
Different kind of working dog.
Was
but he was
young
just
when he passed. He looks so young.
He was. Well, in this video, he's probably 6 or 7, but he passed.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He passed when he was 11. And he just was so
cute. Look at him.
Look at those eyes.
Oh my God. Yeah, really beautiful. So what do you want to know? What do you want to know about him?
I just want to know, his last months were really stressful on us because he had surgery to remove the mass, and we were told that it would definitely come back. And so it was kind of like we just didn't know what day it was going to come. When was it?
Right.
So I guess I just want to know that he's okay, and that maybe he's hopefully with some other family dogs who've passed on. And that I'll see him again. I hope I can see him again.
Oh, you 100% see them again. Yeah, 100%. Okay, let me get him. Hold on.
Yeah.
What did you say? His name is Chili, right?
Chili.
Yeah. He's cute.
He's a doll. I get my Kleenex ready.
He says sometimes he comes next to you and he like bumps your hand to pat him.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Like if you're sitting in a chair, he'll flip your arm up to pet him.
Yeah. Yeah. He says he's with you a lot more than you know. He says sometimes he races to the door before you.
Aww.
He's saying something about when he got to heaven. What was she doing? Oh. He said when he got there, he saw a woman who was on a pool raft,
Yeah.
And she was telling me to come in the water.
Okay.
And she said that she knew you from long ago. Do you know who that would be? I mean, it's got to be someone who likes the water.
I had a friend who passed who loved the water and was
my God.
sun worshiping goddess.
It's got to be her. It's got to be her, right? To be on a pool raft. That's so funny. Did he like the water?
He didn't like to swim, but he liked to stand in the water and we used to throw toys and he would stick his head in the water and pull them out.
Oh, cute. Because it's interesting that she's by the water. Because sometimes what happens, like, so when people come in from the other side, when they talk about people from the other side, it's for two different reasons. It's one, so he can say, like, hey, she's with me, I'm not alone, right? But then it's also your friend coming in to say that she's here, like with you, and she knows what's going on, that she's going to greet him. But there's also something about the water, like for her, and like water means emotion. Like I always think there's more symbolism to it too.
Yeah, true.
Like, and maybe if he's like a little bit nervous, like she's showing him, like, look, it's really good, you know, it's okay. Oh, wait, he's saying something. Oh. He said that she also told him that when he was going to eat, that he wasn't going to have a bellyache.
Oh.
He said that she made him a bowl of cut up steak meat.
Oh. She and I used to cook steaks on the grill all the time.
Oh, you did? Oh,
we did.
Yeah, that's.
And I wondered too. One of his favorite things to do was we used to take him to the beach, to Honeymoon Island in Florida, and he wouldn't go in the water to swim, but he would run up and down the surf. He just loved the surf.
Oh, how fun! Isn't that so nice? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I wish my husband was here.
He says sometimes he wants to be a puppy again.
Oh.
Don't we all?
He was always.
I mean, that might mean that he might come back to you one day.
Yeah. Well, that would be wonderful. We were considering adopting a puppy soon, so maybe that's how he'll come back to us. Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So if he does come back to you, there'll be like signs and synchronicities, like you might find him on like the day of your friend's birthday or your husband's birthday or something. I mean, it could be just like little things that happen that you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, you made my day.
Oh, he says sometimes he gets in bed with you and he kicks you and rolls over.
Oh yeah, he was a bed hog. He was a total bed hog.
So cute.
Oh. Gosh, thank you, Laura. That was really wonderful.
My pleasure.
That's an amazing skill. Oof.
You know what? I don't.
I'm just beating back the tears.
Oh, you are. Oh, that's so
back
sweet.
the tears.
Oh my God, that's so sweet, Chris.
All right, joining us now is Anita McDade, the founder of Canine Connection Training.
I do a lot of online coaching, and most of what I do is emotional coaching for people that are feeling overwhelmed and anxious and might not have a community of friends and family that understand that a dog could make you feel so many things that are difficult to navigate. So really working on the human end of the leash before we look at the dog's behavior, because so much of a dog's behavior is a reflection of their human. And we don't want to punish a person for that, but we might be able to actually change behavior or achieve a lot of training goals if we first address, like, how are you feeling? And are you actually okay? And it's okay if you're not okay. Let's move you through some of those big emotions. So I do online coaching for people with big feelings, with dogs that have big feelings. And we also have a group community call once a month where people can join at a lower cost so that they can participate and feel supported and truly just know that they're not alone, because navigating a dog with behavioral challenges can be very isolating for people.
That's true.
I love that. I love people with big feelings and dogs with big feelings. I think you applied words to so many situations that I've seen in my day, and it's like light bulbs are turning on up here. But we previewed it at the beginning of the interview. You've got a wonderful show coming up called The Holistic Way that's going to be airing on Dog TV. We heard you bust 3 common myths about our dogs. So what else can we expect from your new show?
Yeah, this season is very much about little integrative training games or thoughtful things that we can do to allow our dogs more comfort, to allow our dogs more joy, to allow us to connect and be calm together versus rushing around and maybe not feeling super connected. Some solutions for distracted dogs and interactive games you can play that are super simple on walks to allow your dog to just kind of think that you're a bit more fun than you are boring. And yeah, I think my mission and my goal is to help people feel understood and to help dogs feel heard, and that it doesn't have to be serious and hard, and it can be playful and fun and actually quite enjoyable to integrate our well-being with their well-being.
Wow.
That's
I
awesome.
just
I
love,
can't wait
I
to
love
watch.
this.
I'll definitely be tuning in.
Yeah. And I love your
Yeah.
philosophy,
Thanks.
Annika. It's comforting. It's comforting as a dog owner who's had dogs that have had behavior problems to kind of look at it in a different light. So thank you for that. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners are going
you're
to
welcome.
want to learn more from you, watch The Holistic Way, check you out online. And just thank you so much for joining us today. And best of luck with whatever you're going to do next that's going to benefit people and their dogs.
Next time she comes on the show, she's going to be like, yeah, so I was training dragons in inner China.
You never know.
You never know. You really don't.
Let me tell you, my life is full of surprises, and I wouldn't be surprised.
We are so excited to welcome our next guest, Rooney Sieg, an internationally acclaimed dog trainer, performer, and founder of the Ketatav Dog Dancing School. Alongside her incredible Border Collie rhythm, Rooney has captivated audiences worldwide, most recently as the 2024 runner-up on America's Got Talent. I told you people were getting star power this episode. Rooney's unique blend of dance, training, and artistry transforms traditional dog routines into breathtaking duets, creating an emotional connection that has to be seen to believed. And I've seen the videos, folks. We're not lying. With international accolades, including the second vice champion at the OEC Championships in 2022 and top placements in 2021 and 2023, Rooney has become a trailblazer in the world of canine freestyle. Rooney, thank you so much for joining the Pet Sad Life podcast.
Thank you for having me here. I'm so happy.
I was just wondering, what's your approach to choreographing these performances, and how do you train rhythm to move so naturally with you?
So I think, first of all, the most important thing for me is that the dog will have fun. You know, I mean, we're doing something that is meant to be a way to bond with your dog and to try and find something in common and create a common language with your dog. So if the dog's not having enough fun, you're going to see it also when you're dancing with him. And it's really important to choose tricks that he enjoys doing and choosing the moves that he feels comfortable about, and not trying to push him to do something that he's not ready to do, you know, because it's really important that he's enjoying the process. Because a dog who is not enjoying is not a good performer also. And we have to consider that when we're building up a choreography. And then the second part of actually creating it with the music and flow, I think that's my talent, actually. You know, because it comes. It's just like, I'm not thinking, oh, maybe here this should come like this, and then this move, or just I hear the music, I know the dog, and I have a vision, and then it's about bringing that vision to life.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you say that your mission is to create the feeling of two humans dancing together, but obviously a dog is not a human. So how, so how do you achieve such a seamless partnership between you and rhythm, and that sense when you're watching it that they're two equal performers?
I think it's first of all about knowing the style of movement of your dog. because each dog is moving differently. Each dog has its own rhythm inside of him, and each dog moves either faster or slower, or prancing more, or maybe going a bit lower when he's walking. Or if you have a small dog, he's like more bouncy most of the time. And it's about understanding what the style of movement of your dog and trying to adjust your movement to it so that it looks like it's really harmonic together. And then once you're doing that, it's about showing the best qualities of your dog. So if your dog is a great jumper, show him jumping. And if your dog is really good in distance work, show that he can make that distance work. And after you finish choreographing for the dog, take a look at yourself. Make sure that you're happy with how you're looking in the choreography. And, it's just about teamwork.
Joining us now is Samantha Martin, the visionary founder and animal trainer behind the amazing Acrocats. Emphasis on the amazing. I've seen the videos.
How do you, I would love to know, how do you audition the cats to take the places of the show cats that are retiring?
I start putting them on stage early on with simple things. I see what they like to do, what they're drawn to do. Some of the cats prefer to be more elevated and do things up, high on the bars, and other cats are more comfortable doing things on the floor. And then also how they respond to crowd noise, and if they're shy, it's their energy level. So there's a lot of factors that involved in adding a new kitty to the show. So right now our youngest is about 2. That's official. And then we have 3 kittens we have 4 foster kittens, 3 of them that I'm kind of teaching some things and working them into the show and saying, it's going to be one of the next Acrocats.
That's awesome. Samantha, you've brought up clicker training a couple of times here. So can you explain a bit about what clicker training is, why it works for cats, and for those of us out here like myself who have a cat and may be interested in teaching them a couple of things, some advice on how to be an effective clicker trainer?
The clicker is a communication tool. So the sound of the click tells the cat they've just done something that's going to give them a reward. So it's all positive reinforcement. You just ignore anything that you don't want, and then you click and reinforce anything that you do want. So if you're trying to teach a cat to high five, you start with maybe a target stick, and you put a target stick near them, and they're going to be interested in this new object, and they'll look at it, or they might even paw at it. At that point, you click and give them a treat, and then they figure out pretty quickly that something with this target stick and this sound equals a great reward. So you can have them following this target stick around initially, and then they might be able to get a high five, a sit pretty, a spin. So some of those basic things just take minutes to teach.
Our next guest is highly anticipated, much to my chagrin. Freddie has a fascination with reptiles that began at a young age when he would spend hours in his backyard catching house geckos. I used to do the same thing. This early interest in all things alive and moving soon developed into a deep passion for reptiles. His journey into reptile care and education took a significant step when his father purchased his first reptile, a leopard gecko. Great intro reptile, folks. Although the gecko passed away, because all things are fleeting, Freddie's curiosity and determination only grew. From visiting pet shops to handling a large green iguana he found at a swap meet in California, Freddie's dedication to understanding and caring for reptiles solidified his goal to open a reptile store where people could not just find a pet, but the perfect pet. So Freddie, thank you so much for joining us.
Great to have you.
I like this.
You brought some animals for us to see.
Actually, I didn't bring animal. I actually brought my son. Do you guys want to meet my son?
Yeah. Why not?
Let's do it.
Let's see here. He's going to come right out to you guys.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I thought I would introduce you to my son.
Who is
this? This is Pumba. He is the potbelly pig.
It's Pumba.
Yes, Pumba. Oh. We actually had like 7 different names for him, and we're like, I let my daughter decide, and my daughter was like Pumba, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, okay.
So Pumba is a potbelly pig. Believe it or not, he's the only one that survived in his den.
Really?
Yes. So, the mother was very new. She didn't know what she was doing. Four of them passed away. Yeah, he likes to come out. 4 of them passed away at birth, and then she accidentally rolled on the others. And he was the only one left. Pumba here is about a week old now.
Only a week? Can I hold it?
Yeah.
Oh
She's like holding a little baby.
Oh my God.
He is very, very cute. He is very curious.
Well, he's got something to say. He's going for the microphone.
Actually, do you want to feed him?
I would love to.
I think Chris does. Look, like I said, this is his bottle.
This is so much better than a real bottle. Yes,
So,
right?
Like that. Pick it up higher.
Okay, higher.
Like that, and he's latched on.
Oh my gosh.
Right now.
So potbelly pigs, they live 20 years. Wow. And in the state of Nevada and Las Vegas, you can only have 2. So I have Pumba right now. I'm not getting another one.
Yeah. Now, how big does a potbelly pig actually get?
Potbelly pigs can get around 50 pounds. Sometimes, on rare occasion, if they're overfed, they can even get 100 pounds.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So you need to be thinking about they're tiny now, but you need to be thinking about when they're.
They call them pot belly pigs, not tiny belly pigs.
Right. You know, I've seen the miniature ones. They're like 30 pounds, and I'm like, what is it? It's a potbelly pig. I'm like, so how are you explaining when it's big? And
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy the way these animals are nowadays.
Pets add life.
Kristen, we're really good at our jobs.
We are. I really enjoyed that show.
That was awesome. We're really good at this. How are we going to top all that?
Oh, we are so going to top that. We've got a really exciting year ahead. We've got some new changes coming up, and I'm not going to mention what they are because I'm not even sure what they are myself, but
I definitely don't know what they are. I don't look at the documents. I just get in front of the microphone. I yell for anywhere between 30 and 45 minutes. And then I got yelled at for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then we have an episode. So hopefully, if I could keep doing that, I'll be a happy kid.
It's the easiest job you've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, that was just the first year. By my count, we're going to be doing this for another 49 years. So everybody buckle up. I'm going to be an old man doing Pets Add Life. So prepare yourself. But hey, from all of us here at APA and Dog TV, Happy New Year. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll be back next Tuesday with a more standardized episode here. Back to either our new format, our old format. Who knows what we'll be doing? I certainly don't. So stick with us. We will see you next week.
Pets add life.